Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Sport This Week video. And in this week's video, we've got basketball, cricket, tennis, rugby, football, UFC, boxing, and the return of F1 as it is now the new season of F1. If you are new around here though and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video. And let's get straight into it. So, starting off this week, we will be going with the tennis news. So it was going to have a couple tournaments, male and women's tournaments, but the actual males tournament, the only game that I was going to cover would be Andy Murray, and his game got cancelled anyway. So it's just the women's Miami Open this week. But Konta did win 2-0 versus Lynette, but she then lost 2-0 to Kvitova. And yeah, that is pretty much all the tennis news. Moving on to the cricket though now. India won 317 to 251 versus England. This is all one day international, by the way. England then won 342 to 336 versus India with 39 balls remaining. But India ended up winning the series 2-1 after winning 329 to 322 in the final game. At least it was a bit more competitive from England than the other two international, Test cricket and T20 cricket were, but still not the best and still not being able to beat India in any of them. So yeah, I don't know when the actual cricket season starts again, but I don't know if England are playing for a little bit. I don't know. I don't think they're playing next week though, so they won't be in the next week's Sport This Week. Moving on to the basketball news now. So, we'll be doing it quick as per usual. So, Philadelphia won 101 to 100 versus New York. Lakers lost 111 to 94 versus Phoenix. Boston lost 132 to 126 versus Memphis. Bulls lost 120 to 95 versus Utah. Clippers won 119 to 110 versus Atlanta. Lakers lost 128 to 111 versus New Orleans. Miami lost 110 to 100 versus Phoenix. Philadelphia won 108 to 98 versus Golden State. Boston lost 121 to 119 versus Milwaukee. Chicago lost 103 to 94 versus Cleveland. Clippers won 134 to 101 versus San Antonio. Miami lost 125 to 102 versus Portland. Clippers won 98 to 85 versus San Antonio. Philadelphia won 109 to 101 versus Lakers. Boston won 122 to 113 versus Milwaukee. Miami lost 110 to 105 versus Charlotte. Lakers won 100 to 86 versus Cleveland. Chicago lost 120 to 104 versus San Antonio. Boston won 111 to 94 versus Oklahoma. And Clippers won 122 to 112 versus Philadelphia. And yeah, that is all of the basketball news. Sorry if I do look a bit pale, but the sun is actually shining like right here. So yeah, it's kind of phasing me out a bit, but you know, I can't do anything about that. Moving on though, we will go to the boxing news next. So there was the one big game, big fight this week, and it was Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin, and Dillian Whyte KO'd Povetkin in the 4th round to become the new WBC interim world heavyweight champion. So congratulations to him. Now, I don't know where he's going to go now. I think he may go to either Ruiz or to fight Wilder, or he maybe will fight the winner or the loser of the Fury versus Joshua fight, but hopefully he just gets a few smaller fights in there before that. But yeah, that was the boxing news now. Moving on, we will go to the rugby news, and there was only one game, but it was the very decisive game of Scotland winning 27 to 23 versus France. But that meant that Wales won the Six Nations. So congratulations to them. They have now won it. And yeah, that's just a very good win for them. Moving on to the football news now. It was international football this week, and there's a little bit of transferish news, which we'll start off with. Gibbs will join Inter Miami when his contract expires in the summer with West Brom. So another player that Beckham has bought in, that will be bringing into his side. UEFA is reportedly scrapping financial fair play and is replacing it with a more free system, like kind of more freer system, so teams can do what they want a bit more, which is, I don't know how fair that would be, but we'll have to just wait and see, really. Turkey won 4-2 versus Netherlands. Portugal won 1-0 versus Azerbaijan. Belgium won 3-1 versus Wales. France drew 1-1 versus Ukraine. Serbia won 3-2 versus Ireland. Czech Republic won 6-2 versus Estonia with a Souček hat-trick, showing that he can do it in international as well as in the Premier League. Russia won 3-1 versus Malta. Slovenia won 1-0 versus Croatia. Spain drew 1-1 versus Greece. Germany won 3-0 versus Iceland. England won 5-0 versus San Marino. Italy won 2-0 versus Northern Ireland. Denmark won 2-0 versus Israel. Poland drew 3-3 versus... I've wrote Poland twice, accidentally, so I can't remember who it was, but they drew 3-3 versus that team. Scotland drew 2-2 versus Austria. Scott Brown will join Aberdeen as a player/coach after 14 years at Celtic, and that really shows that, I don't know if it would have happened even if Celtic weren't playing well this season, but I don't know if it might have been like a catalyst for him to leave, but I'm sure that he may, well, I do think he'll come back as like a coach or maybe a manager for Celtic in the future, but good luck to him. Netherlands won 2-0 versus Latvia. Turkey won 3-0 versus Norway. Croatia won 1-0 versus Cyprus. Russia won 2-1 versus Slovenia. Portugal drew 2-2 versus Serbia. Belgium drew 1-1 versus Czech Republic. Luxembourg won 1-0 versus Ireland. France won 2-0 versus Kazakhstan. England won 2-0 versus Albania. Spain won 2-1 versus Georgia. Denmark won 8-0 versus Moldova. Israel drew 1-1 versus Scotland. Sweden won 3-0 versus Kosovo. Germany won 1-0 versus Romania. Poland won 3-0 versus Andorra. And Italy won 2-0 versus Bulgaria. But yeah, that is all the football news now. Not loads, but a decent amount still. And now we will be moving on to the UFC news now. So there was a big main fight and like a little-ish fight really, which I'm still going to talk about. But Luque, I don't know if I'm saying that right, KO'd Woodley. So congratulations to Luque, I guess. I don't know how important that fight was, but it was on a main card, so I just thought I might as well say it. But the main fight that I wanted to mention was the Ngannou fight versus Miocic, as he KO'd him to win the UFC heavyweight title. So congratulations to him. His story is mental. If you don't know, I'd probably Google it or something, because he's come a long way, and congratulations to him. He definitely deserves it, and he's a very, very good fighter. His punches are amazing. I wouldn't want to mess anyway with him. Moving on to the last sport now, and that last sport is F1. As I said, it's return of F1s now, and so there'll be lots of talks about that now. And it was Bahrain Grand Prix, the first of the season. Max was on pole, Hamilton starting second, and Bottas starting third. But Vettel was starting last after a grid penalty for ignoring yellow flags. In the race, Mazepin spinned out on lap 1 on his first F1 race and crashed out basically, so his race was very short. Hamilton finished first, which is normal, but it was a very close first and second, with Verstappen coming second and Bottas coming third, and a few people crashing out. But I mean, Perez did very well. He span out like near the start of the race, and he was basically last, and he managed to get, I think, 4th or 5th. So yeah, that was very good from him. And Vettel did pretty well as well to get, I think he got like maybe 10th or 11th. I don't know. But he caught up from last place as well. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you are new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video. And thanks for watching.